Should the US military switch from the 5.56 round to the 6.8? Either way, I'm sure we can have a civil discussion about it. I'm not taking military advice from some bearded hipster in New York City. Thanks, warriors. The civilian taxpayer in me says it's perfect, don't touch the 5.56 and get off my lawn. However, the former Army side of me says take millions of dollars, throw it at the 6.8mm round until that thing works. The advantage that the 5.56 round has, even though it's smaller and lighter, it flies faster and has more penetrating power.
Not a good enough reason to use the word penetrate.
If this is starting to sound suspiciously like math, you're absolutely right. Force equals mass times velocity. Ammo types don't exist in a vacuum. Their performance is relative to the weapon that fires them, the length of the barrel, the bullet's weight, shape, and velocity all goes into determining the ballistics of the round that's fired. One of the criticisms of the 6.8mm round is its terminal ballistics. Terminal ballistics tells us how a bullet behaves when it hits its intended target. When fired at ranges past 300 meters, there's some controversy about how effective the bullet is at penetrating armor. The 5th Special Forces Group expressed interest in switching to the 6.8mm round, and I'm going to defer to their expertise. Now, I understand you might be like me. You can barely handle the 5.56 round as it is. How are you supposed to move up to a 6.8? Apparently, the rounds aren't going to be any heavier, and the recoil should be about the same. They're looking at caseless ammo. Caseless what? Even though we'd have a bigger bullet, the actual weight of the ammunition would be less. That means that there wouldn't be any shells. It would actually be a round inside of a casing that's plastic. No more policing up endless amounts of brass or having hot shell casings fall down your shirt. Is that why they put that collar and the Velcro thing there? I'm talking about the Goldilocks of ammunition. That round that's not too big, not too small. In between the 5.56 and between the 7.62, you have the 6.8mm. We've only successfully changed the main battle rifle of the military a handful of times since the musket.
In 1913, the military used the M1903 Springfield bolt-action .30-06 rifle. It was the infantry's main battle rifle in World War I. The rifle had 5 rounds in the clip. In 1936, just in time for World War II, the M1 Garand semi-auto rifle comes on the scene. It held 8 rounds in its clip and fired a .30-06 round. In Vietnam, the trusty M16 was first introduced, except it wasn't so trusty back then. It frequently jammed, and the full auto was downright abused. Decades later, we had an almost perfected version, the M4A4. If we see it rechambered as a 6.8, we might yet have another improvement to this rifle.
Every year it seems like someone comes around, cries wolf about a new battle rifle, and then pops smoke and disappears like the other failed attempts, the OICW and the XM80. So what do you think about the possible switch from the 5.56 to the 6.8? Let me know in the comment section below.